For me personally, what I got were that I had a lot of dandruff going on. I had a lot of itchy, flaky scalp thing. What is up guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to talk about my past experience with replacing Minoxidil with Redensyl. For those of you who do not know, Redensyl is a compounded solution containing several ingredients that should, in total, block some of the THC you're producing and also increase the life expectancy or the life cycle of your hair follicles and how fast they grow and how many you grow of them and the density and so on, just as Minoxidil does. But on top of that, it is also expected to be blocking some of the androgen, namely DHT, from arriving at the receptors in your scalp area. So for those of you who do not know, I have been using Minoxidil for the past few years. I have been adding some IU-58841 into a Minoxidil solution and have been using this as my hair loss remedy for a few years now. On top of that, usually I use finasteride, and it is back and forth if I want to do it or not. If you look at some of the recent news that come on finasteride, it is once again in trouble with the FDA, and I'm still on the fence whether I should continue with finasteride or not. But this is not what the video is about. This video is about me quitting Minoxidil for a few months to see if Redensyl could keep up with Minoxidil as it was supposed to do in the studies. So I think it's very important for some of the new audience to know that Minoxidil was never intended to stop hair loss. When it first was developed, it was developed as a vasodilator, meaning that it is going to dilate your blood vessels, hence more blood is going to flow through. And if you are in the risk area of getting blood clots or anything like that, maybe a stroke, well, some of the problems are getting solved by that. Well, some of the participants and some of the users of Minoxidil, when it was in oral form, also saw an increase in hair growing on the arms, legs, face, so on, so on, so on. And in the end, they decided that topical Minoxidil could also be used to stop hair loss. But the thing is, Minoxidil also carries a lot of super annoying side effects. For me personally, what I got were that I had a lot of dandruff going on. I had a lot of itchy, flaky scalp thing. It was pretty nasty and I had to fight it for a very long time. And even sometimes I could get these lumps on my head filled with just fluid, like there wasn't any pus or inflammation or anything like that, just fluid bumps in my scalp, and they would be sore and itchy and annoying for me. So I decided to quit the Minoxidil, try the Redensyl, add some IU-58841 to the compound and see how well it went. So to sum it up short, what actually happened were that in the first 2 months I had a lot of shedding going on. You can see that in some of my videos if you look very closely. And then again, after 4 months, I still had shedding, and I actually started accelerating my hair loss and losing more and more hair on a daily basis. So I got a little scared at that point. Well, when we arrived around June or something like that, I actually decided to quit the Redensyl, take up the Minoxidil once again, because I thought that the Redensyl were ineffective. Well, on top of that, I got the first initial shedding and I got a lot of swelling in my face that I used to have, and it came back and I saw the difference. So at the end of the day, I actually decided to quit using both Redensyl and Minoxidil. You see guys, the problem is that I was more or less caught between a rock and a hard place at this point. I could use Minoxidil, have a puffy face and get some swellings on my scalp and flaky skin and dandruff and so on. Or I could go back to using Redensyl. One of the problems I also experienced with Redensyl were that it wasn't capable of dissolving enough IU-58841. The picture I posted here is a 5 milligrams per milliliter solution of Redensyl and IU-58841, and I even added some ethanol to make it more soluble in the compound here. And the problem were that most of it just actually stuck to the bottom of the vial. This could also have been a problem that accelerated my hair loss once again and put me further back on my fight against hair loss. So the thing is, I could either use Redensyl and lose hair, or I could use Minoxidil and have flaky, itchy skin and get swellings and have a puffy face. So either I would look like a freaking puffish in the face, or on the other hand, I could look bald as a fucking eagle or something like that. So that sums it more or less up. And just for those who are curious, because I know I will get these questions in the comment section, what did I do after that and until now? Well, the thing is, I actually ended up just paying what it cost, and I went to Energenic and I paid for their K and B solution and started just dissolving my RU58841 in their solution. So I want to be completely honest, like I think that the K and B solution is expensive. And if you can use Minoxidil and not get any of the weird sides I have, if you don't get a puffy face, if you don't get dandruff, anything like that, or bumps in your head, I would, to save money, use Minoxidil. For my case, Minoxidil wasn't an option at the end of the day because I saw how puffy my face actually were. I actually think that Derek from More Plates, More Dates has a similar experience with Minoxidil as I had, but only noticed it very far into the cycles he did. So guys, that sums it up more or less. Well, I don't use Redensyl anymore. I don't use Minoxidil anymore. I use the K and B solution. And actually at this point where I'm recording this, I have been doing the videos on pyrolutamide, and it is only a matter of time before I quit doing the RU58841 and go over to pyrolutamide as soon as my batch arrive at my door. So guys, that's all I have for you. I hope I see you in your next video. Cheers.